one criticism that I have in the offseason is that I don't think they showed enough urgency at the skill positions in the transfer portal in the offseason. I just don't think that they did, especially in the running back room. Jonathan Hatton, DeZephen Walker, they may be great and they may come in and save you as true freshmen. I don't know, but I'm uncomfortable relying on that because I understand Xavier Robinson is there. I think it is folly to think that guy is going to give you more than 4 or 5 healthy games. It's just not going to happen. He's not like he was banged up in the spring and it was non-contact. The guy just gets hurt. I wish he didn't because I think when he's healthy, he's a pretty terrific running back. But I don't think that you can rely on that guy leading your running back room because history says he's just not going to be healthy. And then Tory Blaylock, my thoughts on Tory Blaylock have been well publicized at this point in time. I don't think he's a jack. He's just a guy. So I don't, and we'll see what we get from Lloyd Avant, who I'm leaning towards. I still think he's probably going to lead the team in rushing. But when I look at that running back room, I'm just like, my first thought is, oof. I don't think it's a good room. I hope Deland McCullough can work his magic.
Yeah, that's the big difference, right? Is there's a new guy running that room, so hopefully that leads to maybe those freshmen looking a little bit better. I mean, but freshmen have been playing early under DeMarco Murray. Look at Tory Blaylock, and we didn't talk about the spring game. I mean, it wasn't televised. We didn't go, and I mean, some of the highlights I saw. Just you mentioned Lloyd Avant. I thought Lloyd Avant looked great in the highlights that I saw. I thought he looked like the most explosive one. I know that the Hatton and Walker were getting a lot of love too, and they look fine. But to me, I thought Avant, of all the running backs in that game, looked the most smooth. He just looked like the best one to me. I don't know if that means he's going to be the number one guy. They're going to want the number one guy to be Xavier Robinson and or Tory Blaylock, I would imagine. But if Lloyd Avant can stay healthy and pick up the offense, I'm with you. I mean, I like his size. I don't love how it makes me think that maybe they're not going to have him very high because there's rumblings about him maybe being a kick returner, which he did that a little bit at previous stops. Like, I don't want that dude returning kicks. I want him getting carries and rushing the football as a running back. But
because I've gotten to the point now where I'm starting to daydream about the season, and I'm starting to think about what is a realistic possibility. What do these Saturdays look like? How can they win games? And I'm really confident in the defense keeping them in every single game. There's still just a lot of questions on offense. They just weren't good enough on offense last year, and if you look at it, they retooled the tight end room. That is the biggest investment that they made for sure. And I've been very consistent that if the tight ends were the reason that you couldn't run the ball last year, your scheme sucks. It's just a bad scheme. If you're relying on the tight ends to have any sort of healthy run game, what are we doing here? Because I've always said a tight end can take your offense from good to great or great to elite. Can it take it from mediocre to average? I don't know. And is that even a big enough jump?